Good afternoon, good whatever you are, wherever you are. I'm here today to discuss with you the astrological sign of Gemini, the potentially most hated sign of the zodiac, but Scorpio might just beat them out. Today we are discussing, for those of you who don't know, the sign of Gemini, which is the sign of the twins. This is part of a series that I am doing called A Tour Through the Signs, in which I discuss each of the different signs of the zodiac, just basically going through one at a time and just kind of covering general traits and sort of some of the things that they can learn from, things that they are known to sort of do, certain trends within each. And obviously today we are discussing Gemini. So, what do we know about Gemini? Quite a lot, but potentially not as much as Gemini actually knows itself. So, Gemini is the sign of the twins. It's very exciting. They have a lot of duality within them, and a lot of times they just kind of don't sit still really well. Gemini, their element is air, and their modality is mutable. So they, in my opinion, are the most air of the air signs, as people might see it. What that means, again, is they don't really sit still well. Mentally or physically, emotionally, just sort of generally. Gemini does not like to stay in one place. They don't like being boxed in. It's really not their thing. In the sense, they're a lot like the opposite of Taurus. Because while Taurus is very much wants stability and wants repetition, Gemini is go, 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 go. Gemini will not sit still for very long. They want to learn. If there is anything a Gemini wants in this world, it is to get more knowledge and to try and understand things intellectually. This can usually wind up meaning sort of difficulties with understanding why someone might be more emotional at a certain time than other people. And then also, because a Gemini puts rationality so much in the forefront, they have a hard time relating to other people on an emotional level. Which means that people who value that sort of thing tend to have a hard time relating to them, and it begins the whole cycle of confusion that people can have when they talk to a Gemini, because they're like, well, why don't they care if I have these sorts of feelings or if I have these sorts of thoughts, and like, why aren't they more practical about, getting something done before it's finished, when it's finished instead of just moving on before it's finished, why can't they sit still? These are all qualities of a Gemini. And that can lead to confusion. However, there are lots and lots and lots and lots of very, very good things about Geminis. Someone's going to be like, but what ones? But really, they do care. I mean, a Gemini cares, but it shows it very differently. I guess I would most easily say that Geminis just really prioritize the way they interact with people. They prioritize knowledge and the exchange of knowledge. So if you're talking to a Gemini, you need to understand that you're already doing something that they love a lot, that they care about a lot. They're not necessarily going to hold on to that information the same way that a Scorpio or a Capricorn might. Capricorns and Scorpios tend to have a lot more weight in the information. Gemini is actually really willing to share. Maybe overshare sometimes, but they love sharing. And they are a very social sign. So while it can seem to a lot of people like they're very flighty and they don't care, they really do, because they actually want to talk to you. They really do care. If they didn't, they wouldn't bother talking to you. If there's ever a way you can tell a Gemini is upset, it is if they are not talking. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong. If they are not talking, something is wrong. Seriously wrong. Because that's how they show they care, and that's how they really want to understand people, is through any sort of logic or verbiage or just any kind of mental processes. They love a discussion. They love hypotheticals. Man, you can talk to them about what would hypothetically happen forever. That stuff would annoy the crap out of, like, I don't know, a Pisces or something. Like, they don't deal with hypotheticals well. But a Gemini loves a hypothetical because they can just dissect it. And that's also a really great way to kind of get into a Gemini sort of space, is if you're a good talker. And just how much you can talk. potentially. And so really, if you want to get to know a Gemini, I don't even want to say like listen to their words, but don't hold them too seriously, right? Because a Gemini is very free. They want to be out there, they want to be in the world, and they want to just sort of see every side of everything from a logical perspective. I guess the only thing I would really say that's kind of sad for Gemini is that they do miss out on the perspectives that they might not be getting because they aren't more emotionally available sometimes, or they don't listen to their intuition or their emotional sort of insides and pieces. Obviously, this depends quite a lot on people's placements. It's not like every single Gemini or person with heavy Gemini placements feels this way, but this is the tendency that they usually have. But that's Gemini, so I don't know. We can talk a lot about Geminis, but that's what it'll be at the end of the day, I guess. And that's sort of what a Gemini really can stand to learn is what do you want to gain by talking? And where do you really want to go with it? Because eventually, at some point, you do have to live with the silence, right? Inevitably, we all must go to sleep and or death at some point. And how you deal with that is important. So that's Gemini, everybody. Hopefully that was helpful. I don't know. Got a little existential there, but that's life. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Thanks. Bye.